Hey, just a heads up, this is not an informational video in terms of like practicality. This is more like anecdotal, is that how you say it? This is more like my IT journey. So if you like stuff like that, please stick around. I think it's relatable, but if not, I have more practical videos coming soon, so I'll see you then. So the title of the video is why can't we get a cybersecurity job in insert year? I currently don't have a cybersecurity job, so I feel like I can answer this, but I can only do so through my story. So I'm going to tell my story, and hopefully it relates to you, and we can push forward to getting that cybersecurity job soon. And if you see me poking off to the side or looking off to the side, evidently I don't know my own story, so I do have some notes. But in 2019, I was in college trying to change my major. At the time, I was doing business management, and I just didn't like it. I wasn't really interested in it, and I didn't really have the opportunity to start fresh. I wanted to switch to computer science, but that meant taking pre-cal through Cal 3, spread across 4 semesters. I couldn't lump them together, so honestly, that was a no-go. I had to stay in business if I wanted to graduate on time. So as I was browsing different business majors, one caught my eye, and that was cybersecurity. I was at UTSA at the time, and back then, dude, they hyped up their cybersecurity program like crazy. They touted it as top 5 in America. Who knows if that was true? But honestly, I had no idea what cybersecurity was. But cyber to me meant computers, and I liked computers. I always grew up around them, so I thought, yeah, that sounds cool. And at the time, I believed that a degree equaled a job. But what I didn't realize was cybersecurity isn't entry level, and the real work would have to be put in. And that became even more clear when I would Google how to get a cybersecurity job, Reddit, and saw that everyone was saying that you had to get in the help desk first. And that was confusing to me because I didn't know how those two related. Obviously it was IT, but I didn't get it. And I even emailed my professor at one point to ask if that was true, and she told me, no, not really. You can get a job without that. You can get a job directly after college. So fast forward 6 years, and honestly, the answer is like still confusing. The reality is trying to get into cybersecurity in 2025 still feels chaotic. On one hand, you have cybersecurity influencers and people in the industry laying out the blueprint. Get a cert, get experience, build home labs, write a good resume, crush the interview, and that will equal you getting a job. And they're not wrong, but what I failed to realize back then, and even now to this day, is it's not one thing you're doing that gets you a job. It's not even two things. It's not even that blueprint that's laid out for you. It's an amalgamation of everything that you're learning and doing. You know, today people are blaming the job market, blaming the flood of newcomers coming in who think that cybersecurity is easy. They're blaming layoffs. And while some of that may be true, the honest truth is people are still getting hired. And before I continue, I just want to say that Reddit and sites like it are just one piece of the puzzle. They just are one section of the internet. And oftentimes there's a lot of negativity and discouragement that comes from there. There's obviously a lot of good things. But just whatever you read, take it for what it is. Like I said, it just represents one side of someone's story and just one place on the internet. So do not let it consume you and discourage you moving forward. I say that, but it definitely discouraged me and kind of could lead to the question of why aren't you getting a job, or why am I not getting a job? So back in 2022, I was feeling pretty discouraged. The virus that took over the world had basically taken over all of my cybersecurity journey. All I had to rely on was the coursework that I had through school. Didn't have any internships or any labs that were worth noting. I did have one internship in 2021, but I kind of got swindled as it was more of like a sales job selling cybersecurity services. It wasn't really what I wanted, so I dipped. Definitely kind of regret that because it was an environment that I probably should have been in, but that's how it goes sometimes. So instead of focusing on building my portfolio and only pushing myself, I kind of just didn't. I didn't get my Security Plus right away. I didn't really study much after getting my degree, and I didn't really retain what I learned. Instead, I just took odd jobs doing like gig work and was only dreaming about landing a cybersecurity role. Fast forward to May of 2022, I was like scrolling through the 34th page of Indeed, and I found a posting for an MSP. And if you don't know what an MSP is, it's just a managed service provider, basically people outsource the IT work for the companies. So anyways, it was strange. It was a help desk role, but it didn't list any minimal requirements. It just simply said, do you like people? Or are you people driven? I believe is exactly what it said. And I was value driven. That kind of resonated with me because at all my jobs up to that point have been kind of customer service driven, and I genuinely valued the customer experience. So I applied, and after 3 interviews, I was hired. Now, this obviously wasn't a cybersecurity role, but it was an IT role, and it was an opportunity. Now, the point of the story, at least at this part, isn't that I just lucked out. Yes, I found an IT job that aligned with who I was as a person, and as I was doing the interviews, I realized that I had those skills to match. But anyways, they saw what I had to offer, and they took a chance on me. But think about it this way, like all of these certifications and qualifications, the experience, anyone can work towards that. What do you have besides that? And now I'm 3 years into the job, and I'm still learning every day. I enjoy the work that I do now, and luckily for me, it's leading into more opportunities, specifically in the cyber realm. And I think at this point, this is where you don't listen to Reddit, because had I did, I probably would have quit 5 months in, because that's what Reddit would say. You get that experience and you'll land a better job. But who knows if that job would have ever came, like I just got my security plus thinking the offers would start rolling in, and they haven't. And I wish I could blame the market. I wish I could blame the economy, the layoffs, unemployment rate, etc. But to be honest with you, it lies solely on me. And it lies solely on me because you really have to have those tough conversations. Do I have the drive? Am I willing to put the work in after hours? I'm lucky right now because work is the only thing I have to worry about. But there's people out there watching this video who are raising kids, building families, and fighting for a better life. There's people in different countries who are grinding for a better opportunity. And it really just boils down to who wants it more. Because in 2025, people are still getting hired. And I'm not saying that challenges aren't real, and employers unfortunately do want these unicorn employees. But that doesn't mean it can't be you. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room, and you don't have to know everything. But the truth is you have something that no one else has, your uniqueness. You have a life full of experiences, struggles, wins, losses. So think outside the box. What drives you? Is it your family? Is it a better life? Is it more money? Is it freedom? Use whatever it is and push through. Cybersecurity for me started as just a vehicle to graduate, but the deeper I dug, the more I realized is that it's not far from what my real passion is, helping people. And honestly, forgetting that has definitely held me back. So what's holding you back? And more importantly, how can you overcome it? Because people are getting hired, and you can definitely be one of them. You just have to figure out your why. So for me, it's helping people. Find yours and build on it. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope it really motivated you and hope to just makes you want to just attack it. But let me know in the comments. Am I right? Am I wrong? What's your story? I would love to hear it. Thank you for listening to my rant. Hit the like button if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it. Either way, please subscribe if you can. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.